Today, we're diving into North Austin, specifically the 78758 zip code. This area has grown and changed so much over the last decade, and I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. What used to be a quieter and honestly less desirable part of town has transformed into a super popular spot, thanks to its location and just how much there is to do nearby. From shopping, restaurants, to major employers and entertainment, 78758 has become a very dynamic pocket of Austin. Let's take a closer look and see exactly why it should be on your radar. Hey guys, I'm Daphne Quay, your boss lady realtor here in Austin, Texas. And if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in the Austin area, contact me. My contact information is in the description below. And you can even set up a direct one-on-one video consultation with me. Just follow the link in the description. Also, if you're watching this video from another part of Texas or another part of the country and you need help buying or selling wherever you may be, contact me. I have fantastic realtor partners all over the Americas that are ready, willing, and able to help. So let's begin. Whenever I do these neighborhood videos and share information about different neighborhoods to see and things that you should be looking at, I think it's important to share, of course, location and a little bit of history. So 78758 was founded shortly after Austin was founded in the mid 1800s, but there really wasn't very much going on there until like the 1960s and 70s, which is really when most of the homes in the neighborhood were built. It really just used to be really affordable farmland, and then eventually when there was home development, it was one of the more affordable neighborhoods in Austin because it was considered pretty far out. I want to take a look at the map and the location and share with you where this little pocket of Austin is located, because I think it'll help you understand its popularity and the convenience. So if we look on the Google, we can see that 78758 is located right between two major highways, between IH35, which is on the east side, and Mopac, which is on the west side, and the southern border is part of Highway 183. Let me just give a little perspective here. IH35 is our major highway. This is literally the highway that will take you all the way from Mexico to Canada if you want to. I know because, well, I can look at a map, and I've also driven from Austin all the way to Minnesota on the edge of Canada to visit my mom. Mopac is our second largest highway. It also goes north and south. We do have a toll road in parts of Mopac, which make it a little bit easier to move through. And then the bottom portion of the highway is Highway 183. Now, there are three immediate highways surrounding this zip code, but there are several major roads right here in the middle as well. If we zoom in, here we can see that the top border of 78758 is West Palmer Lane. Palmer Lane is not like technically a highway like the way 35 and Mopac are, but it's definitely very busy. There are plenty of stoplights there. I feel like the speed limit is like 65. It's not one of those residential roads where you can just kind of like slowly cruise through. This is definitely a major artery, especially on the north side of town. Palmer Lane runs all the way from the east side, from Manor, and it'll take you all the way to, oh my goodness, I'm just seeing this on the map now. It'll take you to Liberty Hill. I don't know exactly, but if I had to guess, I would say that spans about 45 miles or so, which is a lot for a lane. Another main road in this area is Metric Boulevard, which runs north and south. Also not technically a highway, but also very busy road, and I would say another major artery in the north side of town. Now, I personally live in this area and it's super, super convenient. I am smack in the middle, close to absolutely everything, and it's really a lot of fun living here. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, beautiful day in the neighborhood. This part of North Austin has actually been growing for several decades. It's really ramped up its development, especially in the last 10 to 12 years. But there's a lot of history here that a lot of people don't realize, and honestly, like I wasn't even aware of until I started doing some more research. One of the key corporations that actually started in the boom in this pocket of Austin is IBM Technologies. IBM has been in Austin since 1967. I did not know that. I figured they were here maybe since like the mid 90s when we started to have a tech boom, but they've been here for a very long time. So I guess that's just under 60 years, which is huge. Since they opened, IBM has created thousands of jobs for the community and they continue to thrive. They are actually moving one of their headquarters, I believe, from Dallas down to Austin, still in the North Central Austin area, and they are supposed to have that campus opened by 2027. So very cool. Personally, I think IBM just kind of goes under the radar because we have so many tech companies here and there's been so many new tech companies that have come to Austin, which get a lot of attention, like Apple and of course Tesla. We have Oracle, Dell has been here since the 90s, etc. But IBM has deep roots here in the ATX. The next main hotspot here in 78758, of course, is the domain. I've done so many videos about the domain and so many things to do with the domain and different places to visit and what's going on, etc. And I don't want to take up the whole video talking about corporations in 78758. So I'm going to just try to explain this at a high level because I do have a lot of content around the domain. But basically the domain is an outdoor shopping village located right in the heart of 78758. It originally opened in 2007. There are different sections of it, but the luxury original section of it opened in, I want to say it was June of 2007. They have Neiman Marcus there, there's a Louis Vuitton, there's a Tiffany's jewelry that's been there forever, and it was considered a very high-end shopping village with the goal of being live, work, play, which it is exactly that. I moved to Austin in 2010, and at the time, the domain was cool, it was okay, but people didn't really spend a lot of time there just because this portion of Austin was considered to be really far north. Now fast forward to 2014 when the Whole Foods opened. That was a really big deal because Whole Foods is based out of Austin. Their headquarters is downtown, and this new store in the domain was really high end. I mean, it is really high end. It was beautiful, and it was much more of an experience than just going to a grocery store. And I think that just pulled a lot of people to the area. When this Whole Foods first opened, it really was magical. You walked in, you could get some lunch, you can get some snacks. They have a coffee bar, they have a ramen bar, they have a pizza place, they've got a buffet, they even have a beer garden in there. And you could go in, get some snacks, sit down, and then just connect to the Wi-Fi and work there for a few hours. It was super comfortable and very convenient. That was towards the very beginning of my real estate career. So every now and then I would have client meetings there and I would just go set up shop there and work for a couple hours and get my lunch, etc. It was awesome. It changed a little bit during the pandemic, of course, like so many things did. Now you can still go and do that. The vibe isn't quite as vibey, just I don't know, because things change, but the store is really fantastic. But all that to say, that particular Whole Foods brought a higher end feel and a higher end clientele to that particular portion of North Central Austin. Now let's fast forward one more time to the end of 2015 and 2016 when they opened Rock Rose. Rock Rose is in the domain proper, and it is loosely a party street just because there are bars, there's restaurants, and there's a couple little nightclubs there. But during the day, there's plenty of restaurants, pubs that are open for lunch. Of course, you can go get a drink, you can go hang out. There's also some boutique stores in there. And then there's also some, I would say more well-known name brand stores there as well. Fabletics is there, Nike is there. I think Steve Madden has a store there, but then there's nightclubs and a couple smaller bars and a smaller locally owned coffee shop as well. At night, of course, the restaurants and the boutique stores close down, and then during the weekends, the nightclubs and the bars are open and they're bumping music, and it's a good time. It's really fun. And it's super, super convenient because you can go out for the night and just hang out there. You don't have to drive around, you don't have to call Uber to get you from point A to point B because everything in the domain is very walkable and it's all super convenient. So I said that I would not be talking about the domain a lot, but I lied to you because I feel like I spent half this video talking to you about the domain, but that's fine. It's amazing. It's a magical place you should visit, especially if you're thinking about moving to this area, just because you are investing basically in your future and you need to know what all is around and what this area has to offer. So another major attraction in 78758 is Walnut Creek Park. According to the ChatGPT, Walnut Creek is approximately 293 acres, and the trails are around 15 miles long of hiking and biking paths with creekside woodlands, limestone bluffs, pool, playground, sport fields, and off-leash dog zone area. Yeah, this seems correct. Walnut Creek is a really lovely park. This is a really good spot with very easy parking, easy terrain, and I would say kind of a predictable path, if you will. It's really nice because there are playscapes for the kids to go play, and then there's sports fields as well, like I mentioned. They have a soccer field, they have a baseball field, they have basketball courts, and then there are paved paths, so if you just want to have like an easy, predictable walk. And then they have not paved paths, which are like more like rock and crushed granite. And for me, one of the biggest attractions is that it is on the creek. There are tons of little bridges throughout Walnut Creek Trail that are over water, and it's just really beautiful, and it's really serene, and it's very peaceful. There's lots of nature there. There's lots of little birds hanging out there, and like squirrels. See every now and then I see like dragonflies. You can always see little Texas lizards. And it's just a really nice place to feel like you are in the middle of nature, but still very much in the middle of town. There are a bunch of trailheads to enter Walnut Creek Park. One of the main ones is off of North Lamar. The other one is off of Metric, but there's a bunch of little mini pocket neighborhoods that have trailheads literally like between houses that residents can access, which is really, really nice. Also, let me mention that the parking there is so easy. It's free, it's super convenient, and it is bountiful. Another cool spot to visit in 78758 is our Chinatown. Now, before you come at me, if you're watching this video from California or somewhere in New York, know that our Chinatown does not compare to any of the really big, amazing Chinatowns. This is more like a strip mall, a big strip mall with different Asian restaurants and grocery stores. It's not a fully immersive Chinatown experience like there would be in San Francisco, but if you love food diversity and you like trying new types of food, it's a great spot to stop at. The Austin Chinatown is located right off of North Lamar, and there's plenty of different types of restaurants and things to do there. You can get Vietnamese coffee, you can get dim sum, you can go to the grocery store and look for your staple Asian groceries. There are several other Asian grocery stores throughout the zip code as well that are really popular, and a lot of the clients I've had that buy homes on the north side of Austin tend to go to these grocery stores. They love them. There's a lot of variety, and sometimes they even have food from other parts of the world, not just the Asias. Another spot that has been super popular in 78758 is our Austin FC soccer stadium. Our soccer stadium and our soccer team have become very popular, the Austin FC. Their colors are green and black. People call them verde and black, or los verdes, which means the greens. So whenever there's a soccer game, you see people wearing these green jerseys walking to the soccer stadium, usually from the Domain, because parking at the stadium is pretty trash. But what people do is they'll park at the Domain in one of the parking garages, and then they'll walk right on over. Even though the soccer stadium technically is kitty corner to the Domain and like across the street, I guess, you still have to go pretty far deep into the Domain to park your vehicle and then walk over. So those are just some things to do in the 78758 zip code. There are still many other activities that one can do. These are just some of the high-level, most popular ones, but if you're thinking about moving to this area or just like the north part of Austin and you think it would be beneficial to do another video with like more granular details on what's happening in this zip code and maybe another couple zip codes right around it, leave a comment. It's a neighborhood that I really love, and I think it's very cool. So I'd be happy to do another video if it would be helpful. So if you're watching this, you're probably curious on what type of homes you can find in this zip code. If you drive through several neighborhoods of 78758, you will see that they very much look like 1960s and 70s homes. What has happened though over the last, I would say 12 years or so, is that investors have come in, they'll take these little houses and they'll remodel them and make them really cute and really modern. The location alone has helped the area gain a lot of popularity, and then just the fact that there is so much development and so much stuff to do in the area. With that being said though, there have been other developments that have come up within the last few years. Not a lot, but in the early 2000s, I think it was 2001 and 2, there's a condo development off of Gracie Farms that started building. Those are really cute condos, very affordable, and and you can literally see the Domain from across the street. Two other neighborhoods that I'm a big fan of in 78758 are just immediately south of Palmer Lane. There's a neighborhood that started development like in 2010 more or less, and you have kind of these like Mission style, California style homes that are really beautiful and completely unexpected. And then there's a builder that is finishing out a community in the Foxfield neighborhood, which is immediately south of Palmer Lane. Both of these neighborhoods are fantastic because they literally back up to Walnut Creek Trail. So you can just walk out your door and walk right on into the park, which is dope. I'm really excited to see how this area is going to continue to grow and develop. Anyway, guys, I know this has been kind of a longer video than what we usually do, but there's so much to unpack in this particular neighborhood, and this is where I live, so I am a fan and I know a lot about this area. If you guys have questions about this particular neighborhood, if you have questions about any other surrounding areas, let me know. I literally work all over Austin. All right, guys, if you've made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate your time, and I appreciate you guys subscribing and liking my video. Till next time, bye.